types of routes. Whatever the routes the router has received, whatever the routes the router has received, they will be categorized into only these three categories. They can be categorized into only these three categories. So what are they? Right? The one is connected, one is static, and one is dynamic. Connected. R1, R2, R3, R4. Right? Fifteen dot zero dot zero. 10.0.0.0. Here my local network. That is all my hosts are connected to this network. Right? Now my router has three networks. Those are 10, 12 and 15. These networks are directly connected to my router 1. Why? Because it is having that network IP on its interfaces. That is why they are directly connected. Okay. So what are directly connected networks? Those are directly connected from where the IP, the interfaces of this router are having the IP of these networks. My interface F0 by 0 has IP from 10.10 network. My F01 has IP from 12 network. My F1 by 0 has IP from 15 network. So now these all three are directly connected to me. Okay. 23.0.0.0, 35.0.0.0, 34.0.0.0. Right? These are my networks, overall my topology. For my R2, 12 and 23 are directly connected. Right? Why? Because these my interfaces are in that network. And for R5, 15 and 35 are directly connected. For R3, 23 and 34 and 35 are directly connected. For my R4, 34 is directly connected. So you came to an idea what is connected networks, right? Now let us speak about static, right? Static route is network admin. If network admin is configuring the route on the router manually, then it is static. Router is not learning on itself. Okay, router is not learning on itself. That entry in the routing table is done by network admin. That is called static routing. If the entry in the routing table, if the entry in the routing table is done manually, by the network admin. Then it is static routing. Static routing, right? Now I told R1 that 23, in order to reach 23 you have to go to 12.2. I maintained an entry, I entered an entry in the routing table of my router, then it will be static, right? Then what is dynamic? If the router learns from the routing updates from different routers, then it is dynamic. In dynamic routing, in dynamic routing, entries are done in routing table by router itself from updates. Okay. If the entry in the routing table is done manually by the network admin, that is static. If the entry in the routing table is done by router itself from the routing updates it received, then it is called dynamic route. That's okay. And always remember, connected routes are preferred first, then the static, then the dynamic, right? So this will be the connected, static, dynamic. So routing components, administrative distance. It defines the trustworthiness of a routing protocol. AD defines trustworthiness of a routing protocol. Okay, it is a 8-bit numbering system and it ranges from 0 to 255. Okay. Defines trustworthiness of a routing protocol is right. Friend, best, a friend and a best friend, right? X, Y, Z, right? X will share all the information whatever he knows with Y, okay? And he also believes that whatever the Y says the most than the Z, right? Y is saying that, Y is saying that A, A is a girl, right? Y is saying X that A is a good girl and she is loving you. Z is a bad boy. He loves A. So what he told X that A is a bad girl, please don't love her. Now, out of these two informations, which will you accept and which will you think the best? It depends on the level of trustworthiness of you on the candidates who are telling you that information. Yes or no? right? Ultimately, you will be believing. Why? Because you are trusting him more than Z, a friend, right? You are trusting Y more than Z, and you'll be loving A. You'll be loving A. You'll get married. There will be a small X also, right? Same story happens here. If my router, right? This is my router R1. It is receiving information from two routers. One is saying through EIGRP and one router is saying through RIP. That if you want to go to X network, you can go through me, and if you want to go to X network, you can go through me. Okay, he is saying through one protocol and he is saying through one protocol. Now you got the two routes. Now my R1 has got the two routes, two informations, but which one will it believe more is dependent on its AD value. Every routing protocol will have one AD value, right? And based on this AD value, my router believes on that routing protocol. The level of trustworthiness depends on this AD value. Okay, so this is what AD, administrative distance.